We just had a Supreme Court decision, which was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, they finally came out with something that seemed fairly dramatic. Was it?
Yes, it was. It was absolutely dramatic. Good word. The name of the case was the Chamber of Commerce versus Whiting, which is interesting in and of itself because the Chamber of Commerce is the one that fought the case. It was basically against the employer sanctions law in Arizona. And what the bottom line was is the Supreme Court made a fascinating determination that at least in certain instances, states can enact legislation which is in some ways employer sanctioned.
So does that give more strength to SB 1070?
Well, no, SB 1070 is completely different. It gives a tremendous amount of strength to the employer sanctions law that was passed in, I believe, 2009. And the Chamber of Commerce, of course, has been dead against any kind of reasonable enforcement activity against employers, and they lost. The Supreme Court did give an indication that in the future they're going to allow the states to have their own immigration enforcement activities, and they're going to support it.
But one of the arguments, though, about SB 1070 was that it would be invalid because immigration is not a state issue. It has to be handled by the feds. And for the first time now, the Supreme Court says officially, well, in some cases, it is a state issue.
Absolutely right. And this is an indication of where the decision might come down on 1070. But 1070 is a little different because it involves the law enforcement questioning individuals about their right to be in the country. This has to do with an employer's employment activities of illegal immigrants and doing their necessary checks.
And isn't that one of the most effective ways to really control immigration, that is cut off jobs?
It's the most effective way. That's why we don't have it in place today.
We have E-Verify.
No, it's not mandatory in the 50 states.
But I thought that the employers actually had penalties associated with not using E-Verify.
They do in the state of Arizona and a couple of other states, but it's not nationwide. So, and not only that, but in the Arizona law, there is a part that does not allow law enforcement to subpoena the records, so the entire law is basically unenforceable.
So you want to find out what's going to happen next month and in the fall and in years to come as a result of this Supreme Court decision. And why would the Chamber of Commerce be fighting this if, in fact, it eventually wound up benefiting businesses across America? We'll find out. We talked to our immigration guy, Neville Cramer, on the McMahon Group.